Hi there, I'm Roux, and you're watching Girl Talk Fridays. Today we're going to do the 90s tag. Let's go through the questions together. Challenge your friends. Who is the best 90s child? Let's begin. Question 1. Favorite Disney Channel original movie? We didn't have Disney Channel in my country in the 90s. My favorite Disney movie classic is Beauty and the Beast. The theme song is magical. Question 2. Favorite artist? I didn't really have a favorite artist. I just had those CDs with mega hits and had like a bunch of different artists on them, so yeah, I didn't really pay much attention to who sang the songs, just what track they were on. Question 3. Favorite Nickelodeon Junior show? Well, I'm pretty sure it was just called Nickelodeon back then, not Nickelodeon Junior. See, I just proved myself as an actual 90s child. I loved Rugrats. It was one of my favorite shows, just in general, at that time. Question 4. Favorite candy? Ostpoop and Ifa. It's a Norwegian thing. Well, technically it's also a Swedish thing. Ostpoop is a kind of cheese-flavored chip, and Ifa is a salty licorice cough mint. And I ate my weight in them. Over and over again. Question 5. Favorite board game or school game? Hopscotch, where you jump over those long rubber band thingies. I was a pro. No, but seriously though, I could clean right over without touching it, because I was not allowed, jump over bands that came up to my neck when I was standing beside them. Just, yeah, a pro. Question 6. Favorite McDonald's toy? I think Betty Spaghetti and the Furby. It's a tie between the two. The real ones were so expensive, like the real Furbies and the real Betty Spaghettis, and when I got the knockoff McDonald's toy versions, I was so stoked because they looked so fun to play with, but they were so expensive, so I couldn't have them. So when I got the knockoff version, I was like, oh yeah! The funny thing is, my poor ass actually pitied the kids who got the real ones because they spent so much money on it, and they could have gotten it super cheap. And with food. Question 7. Favorite book? I had this box of collected mini stories because I was a part of this book club, so each month I would be sent these little pamphlets that were like 2 or 3 pages long in the mail each month, and there was like a story in them. So you collected like a box of mini stories. My favorite was this one super creepy story of this new wife who finds 4 dead bodies in a pool of blood in the basement of her castle. Her husband murdered them. It was his former wives. I don't know what the moral of the story was. Don't marry dudes with castles, because they have plenty of room to hide dead bodies. I don't know. But yeah, that was my favorite. Question 8. Favorite clothing store? I was a really big fan of JC, which was this clothing store for like tweens. I thought that their clothes were the bomb. I thought I was so cool in those clothes. That shop actually went out of business though in my town, so I guess not everyone agreed with me. Question 9. What would you watch when you got home from school? So, I was all about the TV time. I still is, but you know, it's been a thing my entire life. Every day, all the time. My friends would even joke about how if they went home with me after school, they would be hooked on a new show. Every time they come home with me. So yeah, I watched a lot of shows. MacGyver, Star Trek Enterprise, Seventh Heaven. So sad that that guy turned out to be a pedophile. Love for that TV show ruined. The Tribe, which was a really bad idea for me to watch, by the way, because I legit walked around thinking the world was going to end, and it would be run by evil schoolyard bullies, and there would be no grown-ups. So yeah, just some casual apocalypse worry time. And so many more. I mean, whatever was on, I watched it. I would even binge watch The Bold and the Beautiful whenever I was sick, because it would run in a marathon during the daytime. Question 10. Favorite TV show? Mr. Hiccup, Allo Allo, Plonsters, Mr. Bean, Pacific Blue, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I legit convinced my mom that I had to watch it even though I wasn't old enough, because I told her, I've seen the infomercials, and I totally am now thinking about things that might have happened, and what I imagine is way going to be so much worse than what actually happens in the episode, so you need to let me watch it so I just have some closure. I was a clever child. The Mummy Troll and Rex, a German show about a German Shepherd police dog and his owner solving crimes. Question 11. Favorite toys? I prefer Duplo Legos, soft, cuddly stuffed animals, Barbies, and those little miniature houses and castles that you could open, and there was like tiny miniature figurines and tiny rooms and all kinds of secret passages, and then you could close it again and lock it with a key. So much fun. And everything was like super sparkly. Yeah, comment below if you know what I'm talking about. Question 12. Favorite commercials? There was this one line of commercials for the Mummy Troll books. I really liked the narrator's voice. It was soothing. It was just like perfection for the ears. No wonder that person became a voice artist. I, for one, am very grateful they did. Question 13. NSYNC or the Backstreet Boys? I'm gonna be honest, I couldn't tell the difference. They were both in the boy band category, and if I heard one song and another song, I couldn't tell if one was sung by one band and one was sung by another. It was just, they pretty much sounded the same to me, so yeah. Couldn't have an opinion because I didn't know that it was two different things. Question 14. Weirdest fashion trend. So there was this thing about these very unattractive plastic bracelets. Just so unattractive. I cannot press just how unattractive these bracelets looked on you. And people would have their wrists full of them in all different colors. But the point is, someone, probably some older kids, had made up these rules that these bracelets had like some sort of meaning. Like each color had a different meaning. A sexual meaning. And if you wore them, that meant that you would be up to do whatever that color meant. So when people were wearing pink, that would mean you would kiss people, and if you wore yellow, then you'd be totally up to do oral, or if you wore, I don't know, whatever color, you would be up for fucking. I know. And the really bad thing is, the rule was, if anyone cut off your bracelets, you would have to do those things. That whatever bracelets they cut meant the color with that person. I know, so stupid and not consensual and, you know, unhealthy, not good. You know, we were just elementary schoolers and we didn't really understand it. We just wanted to be cool and wear whatever the older kids were wearing, and, you know, we wanted to be like badass and wear risky bracelets. So yeah, that was the thing. Question 15. Favorite collectible? Pokemon cards. I was so addicted to Pokemon cards. I mean, I was 8 when that shit was launched to the world for the first time, and that shit caught on like a house on fire. I spent so much money on Pokemon cards. Oh my, it's ridiculous. Question 16. Favorite Beanie Baby? What is a Beanie Baby? Question 17. How many Tamagotchis did you go through? 1. I quickly found the whole play with it or it will die thing kind of a bit too much, and, you know, after 1, I was just like, nope, I was not good at that at all. No point in getting another one. I was such a sensible child. Question 18. Favorite game or game system? Bubble Bubble was my shit. We'd 2-player that shit, like 2 tiny kids on 1 keyboard, just 2-playering. We were pretty good though, like, actually pretty good, because I tried playing that shit now, and I died like instantly. Are you a 90s child too? What are your answers to these questions? Even if you're not, see if you can beat us old-timers. Comment below. If you like that video, then give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and total strangers on the internet, because that's not creepy at all. And if you're not a subscriber of mine, you should totally become one, so you should click the subscribe button, put on the notifications, so you'll know every time I post something new and sparkly. I post new things every week. Yes, like a real YouTuber. I'm so proud of myself. Watch myself. That didn't sound desperate.